Well, hi there. I'm Colin Lamb, aka the Tone Wizard, and I hope you're doing very well wherever it is that you may happen to be. Cheers to you and cheers to me. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. Today I found out that the Rolling Stones released a new song and corresponding music video, and we're going to be taking a look at that in this video, and I'm going to be giving you my reaction and thoughts on it. It's going to be from their brand new studio album that they've just recently released called Hackney Diamonds, which is probably the most British phrase I've ever heard in my adult life. I don't know what it means, but for whatever reason, I'm picturing cobblestones, gray sky, and some lady in a big fur coat with that blue 60s eyeliner. She's smoking a big dart that's got one of those plastic filters on it, like that Camilla DeVille, the Dalmatian killing lady there. Anyways, I was pleased to see that they're putting out some new music. Their first album, I believe, came out in 1964. It's 2023, so that was 59 years ago. So these guys have been putting out music together for almost 60 years. I don't have a lot of expectations for the song. I have hopes. I hope that it'll just be a rocker. I hope that there's a good chorus in there. These guys always knew their way around a good chorus, maybe some tasty guitar parts. And I believe this is the first album that they'll have put out since the passing of Charlie Watts. So this should be very interesting, and I'm assuming that they're going to be taken to the road to do a tour as well. Now, I do have an expectation for the music video. These guys got some money behind them. This should be a well-produced video, and we don't get a lot of those these days. So I'm hoping that the video is cool. Now, I did check out the recent effort by Mick Jagger and Dave Grohl that was released in 2021. You can check out that review as well as many other reaction videos and music-related content on my channel if you feel like it. And just for the sake of interest, because these guys are kind of getting on in age, I thought it would be interesting to look into who the oldest artists were to put out #1 chart-topping hits. So maybe if you can tell me down in the comments and wait till the end of this video, who were the oldest male and female artists to release #1 chart-topping hits in the history of popular music, and I will share the answers with you at the end of the video. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. This is the Rolling Stones' brand new song. I think they're going to be performing on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. It's Wednesday, September the 6th, but this is the Rolling Stones. It's a song called Angry off their forthcoming album Hackney Diamonds. That's pretty cool. We got a babe. You know what? That's not close to what I pictured. We're not that far off. This is pretty cool. I'm feeling this, man. I'm feeling this. It's classic Jagger kind of riff. And I don't think Jagger's going for the old Jagger. I think he's just pushing what he's got left in the vocal chamber. Saucy. sounds fucking great, man. Okay, wow, that was great. That sounded great. The Stones don't need my praise. They don't need anyone's praise after all these years. But a couple things about that video. It looked great. It had a babe. A lot of people shied away from using babes in videos. Not in the rap side of things, but in the rock side of things for sure. But they had a babe. She was a babe. There were some breasts. She was in a car. She had assless chaps on. She was in leather. She was playing the air bass. I'm digging it, man. I'm digging that. I also liked how they used the billboards to kind of reincarnate the different various eras of the Stones, and a band paying homage to themselves if it's if it's Pearl Jam or something like that, because they weren't a traditionally aesthetic band. The grunge thing was all about not being too showy. They call it, I heard an expression today called tall poppy thing, right? So you don't want to be the tallest poppy because it's the first one that gets cut. But yeah. The Stones were always that kind of prancing peacock band, and it was nice to see those old reanimated images. But one thing I want to say is that song was produced epically, and the songwriting, the structure of the song and everything was awesome, and that's what you get when you have a great band. I don't know who's in the band with them. I'm assuming they've got some good players. Maybe Keith did the bass, and obviously they've replaced Charlie. But man, oh man, there's a section in the middle of the song where the vocals drop out, and the guitar and the drums are just playing that riff. And it's just guitar and drums. And then you have the bass guitar kick in, that nice thick bass tone, something like that. And then you have the piano come in. And the thing about a great pop or a great classic rock song, if you listen, it's the space that the players leave in the music. Everybody's doing something tasteful and appropriate, and they're leaving space. That's what makes it's a weird thing. I always think about that in sports too. You talk about, this is a sports analogy that may or may not work, but I always like playing. I played hockey, and I like playing with guys who find space. They go into space, and you try and occupy the space on the rink. And here's where the analogy's falling apart. But I thought that was great. The vocal was great. I'm going to be checking out the new Guns N' Roses on the channel. I've heard that he's kind of lost, Axl's kind of lost his voice. But what I heard from Mick there was something that didn't sound over-processed. I don't care how many takes he did. They've been playing for 60 years. The guy's almost 80 years old. That was a good vocal. And then you had the background vocals in there. And as for the guitar work, that was Keith at his best, doing a lot with a little, man. There's so many, I've said it many times on the channel. These days you got guys who can play absolutely anything, but they can't write a thing worth playing. And that was just Keith and his telly. Maybe he was in that tuning of his. I'm not sure. Don't care. But that was a great song, and that's something that I would listen to again. And I can truthfully say I'm going to be listening to that album when it comes out. And if I like it, I might do a review on the channel. Okay, so at the beginning of the video, I asked a trivia question, and that was, who was the oldest male and female artist to have recorded a #1 chart-topping hit? And the answers are Louis Armstrong, who at the age of 62 recorded Hello Dolly in 1964, a song I'm not familiar with. And at the age of 53, the impeccable, the beautiful Cher recorded Believe in 1999. And that is a song that I have heard about 10 billion times in elevators, shopping malls, amusement parks, and bathroom stalls. And yes, I believe in love after love after love after love. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please like and subscribe if you feel like it as well. You don't have to. I'm not going to coerce you to do anything, but all I can say is